Hello, today we are going to be working on Chapter 8, Lesson 5. We're going to be discussing writing fractions in the simplest form. A fraction in the simplest form is when the numerator and denominator have no common factor other than 1. Let me explain that just a little bit. So if I have a very simple fraction, for example, 1/2, the only numbers I can times to get 1 are 1 and 1, and the only numbers I can times to get 2 are 2 and 1. So 1 is the only common fraction, the only common factor of both 1 and 2. So 1/2 would be the simplest form. Whereas if I have 3/6, 1 and 3 go into 3, and 3 will also go into 6. So 3 is a common factor of both 3 and 6. This is not the simplest form. Okay, need to turn my pen off. Let's go to the next portion here. So what is 9/12 in simplest form? First, we're going to find all of the factors for 9 and 12. My factors for 9, well, of course we have 1 and 9. 2 doesn't go into 9, but 3 goes into 9. And 3 times 3 equals 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 do not go into 9. For 12, we have 1 and 12. We have 2 and 6. And we also have 3 and 4. Didn't leave me quite enough room. The biggest number that goes into both 9 and 12 is what we call the greatest common factor. In this case, the biggest number that's in both of these is 3. So, if I divide 9/12 by 3 over 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3/4 is going to be the simplest form. The simplest form of 9/12 is 3/4. The result of a survey at Kim's school showed that 17 of 100 students have cats as pets. Write the result as a fraction in simplest form. So we have 17 over 100. Now this one's a little tricky because we look at 17. 17 happens to be a prime number. And so in this case, our answer is 17/100ths. It is already in simplest form. Generally, if you have a prime number, you're pretty much done, but there are a few exceptions. Okay, let's move on to the next section. There are 12 ingredients in a bread recipe. Esteban needs to buy 8 out of 12, or 8/12 of the ingredients. Write 8/12 in simplest form. The first thing we're going to do is find the common factors. Our factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And our factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So our factors that are the same are 1, 2, and 4. And the greatest common factor, or biggest number that's the same, is 4. I have to turn the pen off to go to the next page. Okay, on our next page, we're going to divide by the greatest common factor. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 8/12 in simplest form is 2/3. Okay. In example 2, it says a newborn koala is 6/8 inches long. Write the fraction in simplest form. First we'll write the fraction 6/8. And we're going to divide by the common factors. In 6/8, the biggest number that they're both divisible by, it happens to be 2. And so we will divide 6/8 by 2/2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 6/8 simplifies to 3/4. So a newborn koala is 3/4 of an inch long. Let's just go through a couple of these real quick. 2/4. Both 2 and 4 are divisible by 2. That's the biggest number, so we're going to divide by 2/2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 1/2 is my simplest form. In 6/10, I know that 2 goes into 6 and 10, and there's nothing bigger that goes into both of them, so once again we'll be dividing by 2/2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 3/5 is my simplest form. In 5/6, there's no numbers other than 1 that both go into 5 and 6, so it is already in simplest form. Okay, with 4/12, I know that 4 goes into 12, and if my numerator divides into the denominator, that is always going to be my greatest common factor. So we'll divide by 4/4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 1/3 is my simplest form.